Hey Pahdcast fam, Avis coming at you with a technical update. One of our contestants, Amber, has wonky audio in the beginning of the episode. It straightens out actually way before the middle of the episode, but there are some points when we are talking to her and you cannot hear her response. It picks back up, but in the beginning there is that issue. So please be aware of it. Hopefully you can hang on and still enjoy the episode. All right, thanks. Hope you enjoy trivia. Bye. Hello and welcome to the first episode of Trivia for Season 5 of Your Mom's Pahdcast, the only podcast worth walking out on a date with one of Degrassi's coolest girls. I'm Avis.
I'm Caroline.
And today we are joined by James and Amber for our first round of trivia for this season. Hi, James. Hi, Amber.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Hi, I'm James. I'm 34. Degrassi was basically my whole life when I was a kid. My mom introduced it to me while we were channel surfing, and that's how I discovered it. And she's watched Degrassi Junior High growing up.
Nice.
Beautiful. Gotta love an OG. Okay, so to just lay out the general structure of how trivia works, we have 4 rounds of 5 questions. We are going to randomly decide who leads each round, and there will be a final Jeopardy at the end where you can wager the points incurred during trivia.
And if you answer a question incorrectly, your opponent does have a chance to answer it.
Yes. Yep.
So let's start with, I will think of a number between 1 and 10, and it won't be any of my usual numbers. So you guys can try that hack, but it won't work. And when you're both ready, let me know.
Ready? 4.
Okay. James, you got it on the nose. So you're going to start the first round and the third round, and Amber will start the second and fourth round. All right, let's get started. What brand of pregnancy test does JT buy? Clear Blue, First Response, Early Result, or Pregmate?
Pregmate?
I'm sorry, James, that is incorrect. Amber, do you need the answers again? Correct. Okay, so back to Amber. In Our Lips Are Sealed, the first lunch that Emma prepares for her and Manny has how many calories? 95, 100, 110, or 115? I am sorry, that is incorrect. James?
95?
I am sorry, the answer that we were looking for is 110. Back to James. What is the lunch special that is announced over the PA system in Turned Out Part 1? Pizza, smoked ham and mashed potatoes, meatloaf and green beans, or shepherd's pie? Which is what I had for dinner tonight, actually.
Shepherd's pie?
Is that your answer, or are you asking if that's what I had for dinner tonight?
Answer.
I am sorry, that is incorrect. Amber? Yes, so the remaining answers are pizza, smoked ham and mashed potatoes, or meatloaf and green beans. I am sorry, it was smoked ham and mashed potatoes. Maybe I did kick it back up again this season. I'm so sorry, guys.
I think you got like that heat. I just think you need to stop denying it.
So back to Amber. What is the name of Spinner's fake dead dog? Is it Fido, Sparky, Rover, or Rocky? I am sorry, that's incorrect. That was his cat. That was real. I'm sorry. I felt bad slipping that one in there. James?
Is it Fido?
It is not. It was Sparky. Okay, and back to James for the final question of this round, which has flown by. How does Jimmy take his coffee? Black, 2 creams, 2 sugars, or 1 cream, 1 sugar?
1 cream, 1 sugar?
I am sorry, that is incorrect. Amber. Yes, black, 2 creams, or 2 sugars. You are correct. Okay, so we come out of round 1 with Amber in the lead. But as many a trivia season has shown us, anything can happen, especially this early in the game.
How many does Amber have?
Amber has 2.
And James has
0.
Okay. Just because I'm trying to stay engaged, so I'm taking.
Nice.
All right. So now we're kicking off this round. Amber is starting my rounds, correct?
Yep.
All right. Amber. Snake sells his bike and uses the funds to buy the family a vacation where? Play it. Yes,
you couldn't have possibly thought it was going to be that easy, Amber.
I need the specific locale, so hang on for the options.
Okay.
Playa del Carmen, Cabo San Lucas, Maya Riviera, or Puerto Vallarta.
The first one.
Playa del Carmen?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's not correct. James, do you need the options again, or you want to take a guess?
I think it's the last one, Porto de something.
Puerto Vallarta?
Yeah.
It is not. We were looking for Maya Riviera.
Hey.
Yeah. See, these are hard, Caroline.
I'm sorry, okay?
That's okay. We were musing about how difficult it was going to be, so I'm glad that it's living up to its reputation. I'm low-key, I'm glad. So, okay. Next question. Marco is seen in back-to-back episodes wearing a shirt featuring which retro cartoon character? Hong Kong Phooey, Speed Racer, The Pink Panther, Dudley Do-Right.
And that's a James question.
That is for
Dudley
James.
Do-Right?
Dudley Do-Right is not correct. Amber?
Speed Racer.
Ding, ding, ding. Sorry, I'm going to do that so I don't have to insert any sort of sound clips now. All right, that was beautiful. Next question. Amber?
Yes.
What is Spike's birthstone? Garnet, sapphire, aquamarine, emerald.
Garnet.
Garnet is not correct. James?
Aquamarine?
No, unfortunately, we're looking for sapphire.
Oh.
The red. Isn't it red? Yes, red.
No, it's blue.
Girl,
Blue.
damn.
Sapphire's red.
Yeah.
Yeah, sapphire's red. That was the right answer, right?
No, sapphires are blue. Rubies are
Sapphire's
red.
blue.
Garnets are red.
Yeah.
Sapphires are blue.
Yeah.
Sapphires look like the Hope Diamond.
Oh, right. That's why we talked about it in the episode. You're right. Okay. Ignore me.
And aquamarine is my birthstone.
Lucky.
Opal.
That's pretty.
I love
I
an
like
opal.
I'm amethyst.
My mom's an amethyst.
Mine too.
Yeah, our moms are close in birthday proximity. All right, next question, James. The dishwasher at the Dot is in the band Money Money. He is their what? Singer, guitarist, bassist, drummer.
Drummer?
He is not their drummer. Amber?
Voice. Vocal.
He is not their singer. He is their guitarist.
Dang.
These are hard.
I'm
They are
so sorry.
This is the last one of this round. In Turned Out Part 1, James. JT's grandmother bakes muffins for JT and Liberty.
No, this is for Amber.
This is for
the last
Amber.
question.
I
Okay.
thought so. I thought I was on a roll. Amber, in
Yes.
Turned Out Part 1, JT's grandmother bakes muffins for JT and Liberty. What kind of muffins does she bake? zucchini, pumpkin, bran, carrot.
Carrot.
She bakes carrot muffins, which is a delectable but controversial choice, I feel like, in a muffin. You know, like, I love carrot cake. I haven't really had too many carrot muffins, so.
Right.
Muffins don't usually have like a frosting.
They don't, which is I think carrot cake is helped by a good like cream cheese frosting. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
I love a good cream cheese frosting on some carrot cake. All right, so we end this round with, I believe, 3 zip,
4 zip.
4 zip. All right, we are at 4 zip. Amber is still up as we head into, so this is the halfway point. Now we're going into round 3.
Right.
Kicking it back to James. What is Spike and Snake's wedding song? Which Snake can be seen singing in Our Lips Are Sealed. Close to You, Sometimes When We Touch, Love Will Keep Us Together, or Wonderful Tonight.
Love will keep us together.
I am sorry, that is incorrect. Amber.
And sometimes when
When
we
we
touch,
touch.
beyond
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's too much. I have to turn my head
and high.
And I want to shut the. I love that scene so much. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Well, so this is for Amber.
Mhm.
What are the ingredients in Snake's fridge dump omelet? Squash, tempeh, and blue cheese, zucchini, sausage, and blue cheese, tomatoes, bacon, and feta, or peppers, tofu, and feta.
So hard.
The second one, the zucchini and blue cheese.
That is correct, Amber.
Damn, Amber.
Woo!
Okay. You studied.
I did. I
All
really
right.
did.
It's hard to, you never know what I'm going to like be asking.
Right.
You never know what you should be focusing on. Certainly some numbers, but which numbers? You can't just fill your head with numbers. Will it be a jersey? Will it be a time? Will it be a radio station? We have probably the hardest like Degrassi trivia in the world.
Oh boy.
I think that's kind of fair because like nobody's asking about how Jimmy takes his fucking coffee.
Yeah. I have to look at the episode and make sure and take notes.
James, what does Paige drink while she waits for Oleander to show up for their date? Perrier, Aquapana, Pellegrino, or Voss?
Voss.
I am sorry, that is incorrect. Amber?
Pellegrino?
It is Pellegrino.
Paige. Such a snob.
I feel like she drinks like 3 of them too.
She
Yeah.
does, and that's so expensive. Pellegrino is still ridiculously expensive.
It was at least $2 a bottle then.
Normally, like if you went to go buy it in the store, but then they're charging you because you're at the
yeah, at a
bar.
restaurant, you're
Right.
definitely paying at least $3-4, even.
Yep.
With the bottle.
Yeah.
It's not like it's on tap. No, they're giving you the bottle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Paige has that theater money.
Amber.
Yes.
Darcy informs Spinner that the fact that she's Christian doesn't mean that she won't totally cream him at which game. And to be clear, totally cream are Darcy's words, not mine.
No, it's really true. She so said that.
Mud wrestling, paintball, laser tag, capture the flag.
Laser tag.
Correct.
I was thinking
All right.
skee ball for a minute. I was like, no.
That would have been a better one than mud wrestling, but I was like,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, probably.
that would be shocking.
Right.
Mhm.
Can you imagine if Darcy had been mud wrestling in that tiny bikini? Your mom would have had a heart attack.
My mom would have been like, flag on the play. You have no right. You have absolutely no right to talk about anybody and their purity.
Right? Okay, James, last question of round 3. And I apologize because it's a numbers one. What room does Friendship Club meet in? 116, 208, 307, or 412?
412?
I am sorry, that is incorrect. Amber?
Can you repeat the numbers?
Yes. 116, 208, or 307?
116?
I am sorry, that is incorrect. We were looking for 208.
Mm.
I
That
can't
was
believe
my
you
first
guys
one.
didn't know that. Come on now.
You know, it slipped my mind.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we come out of round 3 with a score of
8-zip. But James, we've seen it happen before. Not quite this,
happened.
but we've seen it happen before. In theory, if James could take all of the questions in this next round and Final Jeopardy, it could happen.
It could happen. Yes. All right. So to kick off our final round, Amber, what Bible verse does Linus quote at Spinner after the charity carnival? Timothy 6:18, Matthew 5:16, John 15:8, Peter 2:12.
John.
It is not John. I'm sorry.
Peter?
James, do you need the options? It's not Peter. It's Matthew 5:16. Yeah, good on you, Caroline. We do not have Bible nuts here.
The way that, like, not only because my Google searches are ridiculous on trivia days. I'm like, Bible verses similar to Matthew 5:16. Girls' names that are short girls' names, whatever, like random shit, basic dog names. And I was like, not only
so confused.
Not only are they all going to be verses that say roughly the same thing, but I'm going to pick 2 that are from Gospels and 2 that are not. Just in case.
Thorough. This is how thorough she is, okay? All right, next question. James.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
What candy is displayed front and center at the movie theater concession stand? Twix, Snickers, Kit Kat,
Butterfinger.
Butterfinger. Not Butterfinger. Amber?
Twix.
Not Twix. Damn it. It was Kit Kat, which is a bad choice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't like Kit Kats.
Gotcha.
I don't like anything with wafers, really, so. Weak choice. Okay. Well, I'm talking about the person who arranged the concession stand candy, not you.
I just don't know why you're hating on wafers.
Because fuck a wafer. I think it has very little place in candy or anywhere else.
Okay, we're going to have to talk further about this, but.
That's fine. I'm fully prepared to defend my position. All right. Amber.
Yeah.
What is the total cost of the baby items JT scans? $212.94, $197.53, $184.49, $256.77.
$256.77.
I know, it sounds so good, doesn't it? It's not.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. It does sound really good though, right? It's like the right answer. It's not the right answer.
The way you just sounded like me last season.
Like unhinged.
Like slightly confrontational.
Like, haha, you thought so? No, it's not.
Right.
You thought wrong. All right, James,
Yes.
do you need the prices again, or would you like? Okay. So I'm gonna be generous and just take out the one already guessed.
We've been doing that.
I know, but I'm gonna remind everyone that I'm being generous, okay? 212.94, 197.53,
184.49.
184.49. No. 212.84.
Dang it.
Sorry, 212.94. I'm so fucking upset for you guys.
I'm sitting here thinking maybe for the season 5 final showdown, we'll beta test adding in some whose line is it anyway options,
Okay.
which really would just be take away and answer or
I was
something.
gonna
But
start,
each
who
person
wants to
can
be a
have
millionaire?
3 of those per season or per
Do you mean
episode.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah, did I say whose line is it anyway?
Yeah.
Yes. That's
Okay,
what
yeah,
I was
no, I
thinking.
meant who wants to be a
Phone
millionaire.
a friend, ask the audience, eliminate one.
Okay.
Those could be helpful. All right. On to the next question. This is for James. What is Alex's mom's name? Amy, Katie, Emily,
Annie?
Annie. Annie is not her name. Amber.
Emily.
Emily is that lady's name. Yes.
Woo.
Yes. All right. A final question of the proper rounds before we move into Final Jeopardy, which we cannot technically say. What's the name you came up with?
We call it Final Saucerdy.
Final Saucerdy. So sorry. I'll probably not plug that in and just remember it from going forward. All right. Final question, Amber.
Mm-hmm.
Diane introduces Joey to 2 of her friends. What are their names? Ella and Francine, Tina and Elaine, Nora and Vivian, Mia and Catherine. These 2 hoes.
Well, I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say this bitch. Can you repeat them again?
Absolutely. Ella and Francine, Tina and Elaine, Nora and Vivian, Mia and Catherine.
Mia and Catherine?
Mia and Catherine are those bitches' names. Yeah. All right. So are we at...
So we end with Amber at 10 and James at 0, which means only half of the questions were answered.
This is kind of how we...
means that there's no need for Final Jeopardy, which is actually good because I've only come up with 2 questions for that so far.
You're going to save them for the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Amber, we will have you back soon to face off with our second winner.
Okay.
Yep.
And James, we will be sending you a dope prize pack very soon.
So please, can you, whenever you get a chance, DM me on Facebook or email me your address so that I can get you out that lovely merch bundle for your troubles.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. After that brief interlude, we're back for our second showdown. This time we are joined by Katie and Shannon. Do you guys want to tell us a little bit about yourselves?
I'll start. I'm Katie. I am 32 years old. I have been watching Degrassi since I was 11 years old.
Bam.
I have no idea why my parents let me watch it, but hey. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys.
Yes, excited to have you,
Yeah,
Katie.
we're really hyped to have you here. What about you, Shannon?
Okay, so I'm Shannon. I'm 3 months. In 3 months, I'll be 40. I started watching Degrassi actually with the old series. Like my mom introduced me to it through reruns. I'm not that old. I've not seen it when it was airing, but like she introduced the original to me through reruns, and I loved it, and I was obsessed with it. And then TNG came out, and the first I was interested in like seeing the old guys come back, and then like the first few episodes after that were kind of like teeny bopper-ish, so I wasn't really interested. And then I think it was season 4 premiere. Somebody told me, "Oh my God, Degrassi's on! You should watch it." And I assumed they meant the old one, but it was the new one. But I watched it anyway, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is actually like Degrassi
Oh
now.
God, the
Like this is
season
real
4
Degrassi."
premiere is a
It was
wild
amazing.
place to start.
Yeah, it was. Paige was at the scene I saw. Paige was at the party, and it was just like with Spinner, and it was so good.
Mhm.
Like there's, it was just I didn't know the trial had just happened, and that was why it was so like it was so high energy. But when I watched it later, I figured out, oh, that's why. That's what was going on. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a really intense episode. All right. So to give you a rundown of how we do this, this is composed of 4 rounds of 5 questions each. One of you is going to start all of the odd rounds. One of you will start all the even rounds. We'll decide that. However, if you answer a question incorrectly, your opponent has a chance to take the point. And at the end, we do final saucerdy, where you answer a pad related question and wager points on that one.
What
Avis,
does pod related mean?
it'll be a question about me and Avis.
Yeah, a question about me or Caroline. And forewarning, I didn't want to say this while I was doing my live, but it was a clean, like, we had one contestant who did not score a point at all in trivia, and that's never happened before. That has
Even
never
in
happened.
our hardest seasons.
Even in our hardest seasons, that's never happened before. So I'm not going to be like, well, damn it, it's tough. And we've got, because we don't want that to be the case. We want it to be accessible, but challenging. But that is something that happened. So just to let you know, this shit is hard. You don't have to answer quickly. You can take your time and think about it. We will reread the questions.
You can ask context questions.
You can ask context questions, and we'll do our best to.
You can't cheat and use your phone.
You really can't.
Well, I guess Shannon, we're just relying on you to be on the honor system, I guess.
Yeah,
we cannot see you.
I'm
And Katie,
on my phone. So.
as I know you were on your phone. We are safe from that.
But no, I mean, that's part of it, right? Is there not questions
but that's
you can
also
really
not
Google?
Yes, you would have to be looking at the actual episode that it came from, and you'd have to know off the top of your head which episode it was, and then probably go frame by frame to figure out the answer, because those are sometimes the questions that Caroline asks. So.
Yeah. I come to play.
She does not fuck around. So,
all
that being said,
take questions that are easily Googleable.
Nothing that we say can be found in a BuzzFeed article or a BuzzFeed quiz.
Or
nothing.
Off the Grassy Wiki.
No. Sometimes that
possibly,
maybe, but
I feel like that's maybe like 5% of the questions.
Yeah,
I think you asked like, what's the name of someone?
Yeah,
and it was an obscure someone, but like it,
I mean, one time it was, what's the name of the waiter at the fancy restaurant that they dined and dashed at? So Avis, it is your turn.
Yes, it is my kickoff.
Pick 1 to 10, a number that is not your number, one of your numbers, because we have disclosed those.
Got it. Alrighty, I got it.
All right. Katie, you introduced yourself first. So Shannon, what number do you think between 1 and 10?
I'll go with 6.
Okay. Katie?
8.
All right.
It was 5. So Shannon, you're the closest.
Oh,
I was going to go with 3.
I was going to go with 5.
At first, I just go with whatever number flashes in my brain, and it was 5. But then I was like, is that too close to 6? Yes, it is close to 6. But
That you're lucky.
But that's
I was
6
about
is
to
my
say
lucky number,
5
or
too.
7,
So
6 or 7. Yeah, so you would have been fine either way, on point or slightly off. But that just means you start my rounds, and Katie, you start Caroline's rounds.
So Shannon, you'll have an extra question to answer at the end of each of Avis's rounds, and Katie, you'll have the same for mine.
Okay.
Alrighty, let's kick this off. Round 1, first question, Shannon.
oh my God, my nerves are up. And it's multiple choice, right?
It is multiple choice, yes.
That makes it better.
It does. Less intimidating, right? Maybe? Okay.
Unlike the
Yeah.
very first trivia, which was a Wild West.
Right, like guess off the top of your dome. All right, first question, Shannon. Jay tells Friendship Club member Melinda that he left school to do mission work where? Thailand, Malta, Tanzania, Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Ecuador is where the mission work is being done. Yes, that is correct. Ding ding.
That would
I
be
was going to
Redemption
record.
song, would it not? That would
It
be
would be,
Redemption
Yeah,
song.
it would be. All right, I'm going to try to keep track of this. SK. Just so I can sound official too or something. All right. Next question, Katie. Alex tells Paige that she doesn't hate her, even though she's one of the popular idiots who drinks what? Frappuccinos, cappuccinos, chai lattes, lattes.
Lattes.
Lattes is correct. All right. I love it. The questions are being answered correctly. All right. Shannon, what brand of condoms does Joey buy? Trojan, Lifestyles, Skin, Durex.
Oh, I want to say Lifestyles.
Damn, I must be like Alex Trebek. I'm not going to do that again. I jinx people. That is not correct. Katie, do you need the question or the answers again?
Answers, please.
Trojan, Skin, or Durex?
Trojan.
That is not correct. We were looking for Durex, which is not... That's probably a more Canadian brand than anything. So that's probably...
Yeah, that's. I know Durex. I'm from Canada.
Oh,
I
you're
know
from
Durex.
Canada? Okay, Canada's
I
in the
told
house.
you I'm from Ottawa. I told you I'm from Canada. Yeah, I mentioned. Remember, earlier in the pre-show I mentioned Prime Minister.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I did not connect. And now that you mention it, I hear it. I hear it in your
if you were
voice.
if you were to take a guess, would you know what type of part of Canada I'm from?
I know that it's not over here where I live, like the East Coast, so it's not like the French Canada, because you sound more like middle states. You have that like Wisconsin, like don't you know, like that.
Winnipeg.
That's kind of what you said.
No, definitely not Winnipeg.
It's not that heavy. That's where the couple that I sat next to at the sex show was from, though, with the handsy lady that kept grabbing my knee.
Yeah.
I probably sound like cornbread to you guys.
No, not
I'm hearing
cornbread, but definitely Southern.
You got a twang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Understated. It's not like super, southerny. Like it's like
I have heard that
a twang. No, go ahead.
I have heard that people where I'm from do have like a sort of unique accent, but I haven't noticed it. I think what sort of happens is nowadays, like from television and movies and media, we're exposed to American content all through our lives, so we kind of like adapt to that partly,
Mm-hmm.
Like how all these little kids think they're British now because Peppa Pig is raising them.
Literally. Long day.
I
Taking
remember
long
as a
day.
kid,
Oh my
like
gosh.
watching like Animaniacs and not understanding, like, what are they talking about? Like, I'm supposed to know what this is, but what are they talking about? Like
Animaniacs
who's
is a fever
Lincoln?
dream.
What is the Statue of Liberty? What is, like, I don't understand. What is this?
Yeah.
Because
Oh
I
my
didn't,
goodness.
because obviously, like, it was a lot of stuff that, like, kids in America would know, but kids elsewhere probably might not know. You know?
Right. Why would you know all of our presidents?
Why would I know all 50 states?
Right.
You don't live here. Yeah, you wouldn't.
Although-
it's because we're so American centric.
Because the Animaniacs sang you a great song about the states and
Yes,
their
they
capitals.
did. Yes.
Mhm.
When I was a teenager, my mom and I did a little exercise where we tried to name as many states as possible, and we got to 49, and we didn't know what the last one was.
Did you ever figure it out?
I don't think so, but we got 49, so that's pretty darn good.
Beautiful. There we go. I think we got about 10 minutes in and we needed a tangent to cleanse. So look at that.
Love
I think you might be right, Katie. All right. So speaking of Katie, it is your question next. Peter brings fried chicken, chocolate cake, and what to his picnic in the woods? Potato salad, pasta salad, mac and cheese, baked beans.
Potato salad.
Yes, he does. She throws.
I knew it before you gave the choices.
I love that. But you waited, Pissy. You waited.
Yeah, somebody might have
That's that
answered.
Southerners are raised right. Y'all got
Southern
manners.
hospitality.
Y'all might have backwards politics, but you got manners.
True.
You're gonna be real polite when you say your misogyny at me.
Nothing can't be solved with the gun.
Please follow it up with a darling or a thank you.
Oh man, this picture-in-picture is tweaking out. If you don't stop, just chill.
Yeah, the picture, like, please just don't even offer me it. It's
right.
fine.
It's being
My
weird.
hair has never looked this good at recording before.
That curl
You're
in the front,
styling.
I got my roots done today, and my girl always styles me, and today she gave me that Pretty Little Liars hair.
Oh yeah, I need my roots.
She's like, let me bless you real quick. Hit you with that fire. Sorry, I am struggling over here. Hang on. All right, Shannon.
Okay.
This is the last question of the round. Are you ready, Shannon?
Okay. I'm just sort of having a soft drink while you're talking. So, okay.
No, you're fine.
What is the name of the bar that houses the showcase?
Oh boy.
Lot 381, Lot 349, Lot 332, Lot 317.
Okay, I'm just going to take a wild guess and go with instinct and say lot 332.
That's beautiful.
That was impressive.
That is a fabulous instinct, and you're right. It was lot 332.
What episode was that anyway? What episode was that anyway?
Together Forever.
Oh, okay. That episode sucked.
It did.
It did.
It was a throwaway, as we
okay,
say.
like,
you know.
okay, like Liberty's having her baby should have been the A plot, like full stop. It was just so silly that it was not Liberty's baby was not the A plot. Like they just have it like a montage at the hospital. I'm like, what is this? Like,
Our sentiments exactly.
Like I think she was probably that was the first baby born during by a student in that generation, and they have it like as a montage. That's so silly. Because I know technically Spike was the first to have a baby, so I had to correct myself.
Okay.
Yeah, not on screen though, but yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
This new picture-to-picture shit is so annoying. Because
It's
here's
bonk.
what's happened, right? Is when you come back, it's like there was an issue, you couldn't do it, right?
But I was doing
And
it.
I can't close the thing.
Yeah.
There is an X, but it only shows up when my mouse is like on the notice, and when I move it, it goes away. So fucker bitch name is Riverside. All right.
Fucker bitch. So we leave round 1 tied up. Shannon, you have 2. Katie, you have 2.
Oh, it's nerve-wracking.
All right, Katie, you ready?
It's beautiful though. I love it.
What is the name of the coach of the wheelchair basketball team? Coach Morris, Coach Anderson, Coach Smith, or Coach Cooper?
Okay, can you say those names again?
Yeah. Coach Morris, Coach Anderson, Coach Smith, Coach Cooper.
Is it Morris?
It is.
Mm.
All right. Shannon.
Okay.
The students from Carson Hill perform a scene from which play for the drama festival? Pygmalion, The Crucible, The Importance of Being Earnest, or Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead?
That's a good show.
This was the Shakespeare episode, right? Where Mark comes
Yep.
out to his dad.
Mhm.
I think it's the first one,
Pygmalion?
which is the P. Yes.
That would be correct, which is the inspiration for My Fair Lady.
Also a good show.
Okay.
Mm.
Katie. What is the name of the girl in the photo that Manny's prospective agent says has it? Robin, Tegan, Kendall, or Libby?
Robin. She has
That's it.
That
What's
is
so
correct.
special about you?
And she's not even that good looking.
No, she's
No,
not.
like she's fine. She's
Manny's
exactly
sister, though.
fine. All right, that was correct. Shannon. How does Hazel take her coffee? Cream and sugar, 2 sugars, 2 creams, or black?
Oh, now this is going to be a really wild guess. Could you repeat?
Yep. Cream and sugar, 2 sugars, 2 creams, or black?
I gotta say, because no matter what, no matter what I answer, I am between 2 of them, and if I answer one, it's going to be the other. I'll say cream and sugar.
That is incorrect, Katie.
2 sugars.
That is correct. Jimmy
Damn.
takes his with 2 creams, as we learned in the first showdown.
Complete opposites.
Oh, wow.
But Hazel, it goes so perfectly with Jimmy. All right. Last question of the round. Right? No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's,
Yes. Last question of the round. So it's a Katie question.
All right.
Oleander tells Paige that he's heading to Vancouver because his buddy found him work doing what? Cleaning stables, harvesting pot plants, painting houses, or landscaping?
Painting houses.
That is correct. I feel bad because I feel like this showdown was way easier than the first one, but
You do?
I mean, maybe
No,
not.
that lot question was fucking impressive.
That was impressive. Okay, so we end our second round with Katie in the lead with 6 points to Shannon's 3, and now we are heading back into a Shannon-led round. So we'll see how things shake out.
The nerves are racking up a lot now.
I mean, it's just your mom's Pahdcast trivia. I think
something
5 people listen to it, and
That's
3 of
not
them are
true.
right here.
Over 50 people. Our trivia
I'm
episodes get higher downloads on the first day than
Do
any
they?
Yeah, people like the trivia, and they get really high ratings on YouTube. So, righty. Shannon to kick off the third
Okay.
round. I know, right? Little
Uh,
movements. Paige tells Alex they can have a talk about their kiss during which period? 5th, 3rd, 2nd, 4th.
This is all these questions are like I'm between two, and no matter what I do, I'm probably going to answer the wrong one. I'll say 5th, just instinct.
It is not 5th. Katie, would you like the question or answers again?
2nd.
It is 2nd.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. All right, Katie again. In season 5, we are briefly introduced to a science teacher before he unceremoniously gets tossed into the black hole. What is that teacher's name? Mr. Sutton, Mr. Jones, Mr. Ellis, Mr. Wallace.
Mr. Ellis.
It is Mr. Ellis.
I liked him. I wish they would have
I liked him too. He was sassy.
He was so mean with the friendliest face, the kindest eyes.
That's why he had a story to tell. He had a story. All right. Shannon.
Was he the one that was talking about frog reproduction?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
He could have won Teacher of the Year, but he was sassy and then fell on into the black hole.
Emma's just back there dissociating. All right, Shannon. JT and Liberty's apartment is across the street from what? A yoga studio, a froyo place, a laundromat, a crack house.
A laundromat?
It is not across the street from a laundromat. Katie?
What are the choices?
A yoga studio, a froyo place, a crack house.
Froyo place?
It is not a froyo place. I would like commendations for the fact that I said a crack house like twice.
So, yeah.
All right.
So
it was a yoga studio. No,
Okay.
it was not a crack house. Their apartment is across the street from a yoga studio.
We know this because Toby says something creepy about it.
So that question is lost. That was question number 3. All right. Stumpers. We've still got some stumpers in here. All right. We are back to Katie. What time is the Kevin Smith assembly? 3, 3:30, 4, 4:30.
3?
That assembly is not at 3. Shannon, would you like the answers or question again?
I'll say 3:30.
It is not at 3:30. The assembly was at 4. Okay, so
Actually, because here, like, school often ends. Because here, school often ends at 3:00. So,
yeah, I mean that's when it typically ends here is like 3:30 maybe.
It ends at
yeah, and then
2:30
I
for
guess
elementary
3:30, and then
3
they
and
sort of
3:30 for
have.
middle and high.
I got out at 2:55 for high school. It was a weird time.
And then, but the thing
2:55.
is, too, though, after I guess they're accommodating also extracurricular activities, like
2:25.
people that are doing, like going to clubs
Photo
and stuff,
club or whatever, yeah.
or sports teams or whatever. Also, probably
Mhm.
clearing like they might be using the gym for something else, like a sports team or something, and then
Bless you.
We have like staggered start and staggered like ending because there's like a lack of bus drivers.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's stackers. That's a creative solution to like a really bad problem.
Do they have school bus drivers in high school there or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Because here they don't. Here they don't have that for high school, except like except like special schools. But usually you don't have.
They're just like fuck yourself, get yourself to
Get
school, or be an
yourself to
idiot.
They do have,
Yeah,
but
get
they do
yourself to
have
school,
like the
bitch.
actually like the city sometimes has for some schools. Some schools actually have a city bus that goes there and not a school bus. So I guess that's something. But yeah,
That's
like
different.
they're pretty much just like screw you're on your own when you hit high school.
Nice.
But they do have them for school trips.
Yeah, that tracks.
I remember one school trip we went on, and when went to like a dance show. It was Beauty and the Beast, I think. It was like a ballet. And of course, like there's always people that go on these trips just because they want to cut class, right? And there was the guy that was playing the Beast wore these tights that were revealing, and the guys were all like making stupid jokes about it on the bus, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So
Obviously.
I have that memory of high school, and I'm ingrained in my brain, unfortunately. So I remember some guy being like, oh yeah, no sex on the bus, guys. Like, I guess because it was grade 9 or something, or everybody was 14.
Yeah, you're still young, but all right, let's finish up this round. We have just one more question left, and it is for Shannon.
Okay, I'm kind of hoping I get this well. Maybe not, because I seem to be the only one that's not using cannabis right now. So
that might be something to it.
Chill.
Don't know. All right. How many weeks of detention does Peter get for sex criming Manny? 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm going to say 5. Is that right?
It is 5 weeks of detention. Isn't this
Trick
the first
question?
of your...
Trick question. The answer is nowhere fucking near enough.
His ass
he should have gotten,
way more.
Like, if it happened these days, he probably would have gotten expelled, I think. At least.
Mm-hmm.
If it happened these days, he'd probably get jail time. I mean, I don't know how y'all do in Canada. I could be wrong.
But same thing. Same thing. Nah, like, fuck. It also depends on the province, too, right? Like, it's a bit more complicated, depends. But I imagine you probably get expelled or get jail time. Because I was just thinking, too, about how, like, these days, like, situation would go so much differently, because he might have just, like, completely ruined Manny's chances of becoming an actress, you know? Like, just like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like things are a little bit less, like there's OnlyFans and stuff, but I feel like there's more of an attitude that people are not as like respectable anymore, if that makes sense. There's not like respectability politics as much as there used to be. I'm fine with not being respectable. If it saves me a headache, I will be less wholesome in the public eye. But all right, so we are heading out of round 3 with Shannon at 4 and Katie at 8. And now I hand the baton to C Money to complete.
Okay. 2009 called. It wants its nickname back.
It was just off the top of my head too. And it fits.
All right. Katie, kicking off round 4. What is the name of the wrestler that Derek gets excited about? Is it Grover Smash, Archer Smash, Jasper Smash, or Harvey Smash?
Grover Smash.
That is correct.
Nice.
All right. Wait. Shannon, what
Okay.
is the name of the plastic surgeon that Manny sees? Dr. Andreas, Dr. Andres, Dr. Andrews, or Dr. Andretti?
Damn.
Dr. Andreas?
I am sorry, that is incorrect. Katie, do you need the question or the answers?
Answers, please.
Dr. Andrus, Dr. Andrews, Dr. Andretti.
Dr. Andrus?
One more time.
Andrus?
That is correct.
Oh my gosh, Caroline, that might have been the most like psychotic way I've ever heard you like make answers to these questions.
That's
Damn.
Jeffrey Dahmer
That
style
shit-
questioning.
Wow.
It's what?
That is Jeffrey Dahmer style questions.
That was like really wow. Okay. See, that's damn. Okay.
Back to Katie. Tim compares Marco to which actor? De Niro, Pacino, Pesci, or Brando?
Pacino.
That is correct.
Lovely.
Why isn't it loading the question?
Your computer hates you.
My computer hates all of us right now. Shannon,
Okay.
what is the name of the dealer that JT sells the pills to? Aaron, Travis, Brian, or Kyle?
Oh wow. Those are all
Aaron?
That is correct.
okay. A guy named Aaron. I've met
Aaron.
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 Aaron. I will accept
But Aaron
that.
is also a name. All Aaron is a guy's name. Aaron.
Yeah, it's a boy's name and a girl's name with different spelling.
Yeah,
They
the girl's
sound
name
different.
is Erin.
All right. Closing out the final round, Katie. When we first see JT on his TV show, this is like when we're in the studio with him.
Okay, my
What
screen
is-
is going weird.
Okay, can you still hear?
I think okay, it seems to be back. What's going on here? Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. The
Yes,
thing is,
we
I
can
can
hear
hear you, but I can't see you.
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
We're almost.
Yeah,
now you
you're
know how we feel.
Oh,
Damn. No, yeah,
Oh.
you're still uploading, so you're fine.
Okay.
All right. So when we first see JT on his show, he is making what? Tiaras, treasure boxes, hand turkeys, or sock puppets?
Turkeys.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Ooh.
Shannon, do you need the question or the answers?
Is it tiaras?
It is tiaras.
Yeah.
Katie, you should not feel bad about that one, though, because hand turkeys was the trick answer that I put in, because in that same episode, we do see JT making hand turkeys.
Okay.
I gotta be a
Learn
little
to
sneaky
learn.
sometimes.
And it also appeared to be a Thanksgiving episode, right? It
Yeah.
appeared to be
You guys
taking
have
place.
Thanksgiving, right?
Yes,
It's just Canadian
but,
Thanksgiving.
but I'm going to tell you that it's something that's not a lot of people realize. Americans realize we have it in October, like the second weekend of October.
Yeah.
But we do have Thanksgiving, but it's the second weekend
Ottawa?
of October. So,
Are you Ottawa?
huh?
Are you from
Yes.
Ottawa?
Yes. Why do you ask?
It was the October. Something about the way you said October clued me in.
Yes, but it is in October here. So yeah, there is like a plot line that happens later, like way later on, where that's relevant because you're trying to figure out the timeline, and all the Americans assume that this is November. I'm like, no, 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 no. This was back in October, because this is Canada we're
Yeah.
talking about. But it's not something that happens, I think, until season 13. So yeah, we're going way ahead, skipping way ahead.
So we come out of our final round with Katie at 11 points and Shannon at 6. And that means we're coming into final saucer D. So what I'm going to have you guys do is, to the right of the screen, there's a little bubble that says chat.
I'm not seeing it, so I'm gonna have to I
Okay,
don't know
hold on.
what's going on. Oh, I see you
me.
now. Okay, I've got it.
That should
I
make
see
it
it
more
now.
visible to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see.
So the
Okay.
first thing that you guys are going to do is you're going to type, but do not send how many points you would like to wager. And let me know once you've typed it.
Shoot.
Oh,
Wager?
yeah.
Sorry.
So
It's okay.
it's okay. How many, you're going to bet points. So if you get the answer right, you'll get those points back. If you get the answer wrong, you will lose those points. Which I will tell you, since Katie, this is what happens, Katie, when you don't listen to the directions.
It was a slip of the finger. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just fucking with you. Katie has 11. So if she loses 3, that brings her down to 8. Is that right? 8, 9, 10, 11? Yeah, I can count.
Shannon would only have to wager 2.
Shannon, you're going to want to wager at least 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
at least 3 to be, because if we have to go to a tie,
if we got to go to a tiebreaker, we don't know what happens.
You go to rocks, like in Survivor. One of you's got to go. After that,
I don't want to go to rocks.
I don't want to go to rocks.
Okay. I
so
guess,
yeah, just
yeah, you can send whenever you're ready. The cat's out of the bag. Katie,
no, I'm stuck between 2 numbers. Do I want this or do I want that? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, because even if Katie loses these 3 points, she is still at 8.
And you've got 6, so you need at least 2 to close the gap.
Mm-hmm. And 3 to surpass Katie and not have to go to rocks.
Okay.
All right.
All
So
right.
Shannon's wagering 2. So when it comes to your answers, type "don't send." And Katie,
No
for real
slips.
this time.
I got you.
Okay.
I'm slipping.
Avis and I both have mothers. Name one of them. Bonus
true.
point if you can name 2.
Mm-hmm. It's true. We do have mothers.
And let me know when you guys have your answers typed. Don't send, Katie.
I'm going to have to take a really wild guess because I have no idea.
That's fine.
That's
We've gotten some
fine.
wild guesses
Both
before.
of our moms' names are not super
uncommon.
Yeah, they're not uncommon names, so a guess would be okay. Like, you can't guess my name. You're not gonna guess my name. But you might.
Rumpelstiltskin. Are you ready, Shannon?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just taking a guess. Yeah.
All right. So you guys can both hit send. Evelyn, good guess. That's not far off. Katie said Dawn or Teresa. That is also incorrect. My mother is Amy. Avis's mother is Bev or Beverly. So Evelyn was a solid guess, but
That was very close.
Yeah, it was.
yeah.
It had the vibes.
So that brings our final score to 4 for Shannon and 8 for Katie. So, Katie, we will be seeing you back at some point for the final showdown.
Yes,
And
congratulations,
Shannon,
Katie.
send us your address so that we can send you a merch pack.
Yes, some lovely merch.
Are we able to come back in a later season?
Yeah,
guess.
you can throw your name into the hat on any trivia post.
We ask
How
every
many people
season.
in general? How many people in general audition for each? How many people in general put their name in for each season?
I feel like this time around we had like 8.
Your odds are pretty high.
Yeah,
I
your
mean,
odds
it increases. I feel like it increases with each season, but also we do them so like we get through our seasons within like we do 2 seasons a year basically.
2.5.
2.5. Yeah. So we will be doing our post for season 6 trivia before you know it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it'll
I'm probably
be
gonna.
summertime.
I'm not putting it. I am not a fan of season 6, so I'm just gonna. They did a lot of things that actively
Too
made
much
me
Peter
angry.
for me.
I know.
No,
but
I'm
we
just
gotta
no.
do
It is basically, and I know most people are going to disagree, but it was like how forced like some of the Emma and Sean stuff was that just made me angry.
No, I can dig that.
I'm just like, come on.
I just
And
don't
how
like
they
it
had to
because of
degrade
Peter.
how they had to degrade his character to be with Emma. I'm just like, come on, and make her a savior. Like, please.
Yeah, I didn't like the whole prison thing.
It was so dumb. And then like it's a pretty awful thing when I say that the most well done storyline of season 6 is when JT was killed. You know, it's such a sad thing to say. But it's true.
Mean,
like that's the only well done season storyline in season 6.
When they have to kill somebody to do a good storyline.
Yeah, like everything else was just like, no, please, no.
This is gonna sound weird, but
what
he
else
died
happened?
very
What
well.
else happened in that season
His
other than
acting in that scene was just.
He died.
What else happened in season 6 other than like Emma and Sean crap and then JT dying? Like I'm trying to remember what else happened.
We should
I
throw a
think
party.
No, they don't
That's
graduate
what
till
I did.
season 7.
Oh, you're right.
They
I
just
did enjoy the funny
I guess Paige
watching
dropping
Peter
out.
beside Sean in a muscle shirt.
Well, I guess Paige dropping out of university happened. I guess
that does happen.
She sets her dorm on fire.
Let me do a sign out.
Oh,
real
right,
quick
because we should end this
because
episode.
we should end this episode. So, thanks for listening to your mom's Pahdcast trivia. We will be back in 2 weeks with our season wrap up with last year's trivia winner, Tawny, or last season's. It hasn't been a whole year, guys. Time isn't real.
It really isn't.
Boom.
If you'd like to further support our show, you can find us on TikTok and Facebook as Your Mom's Pahdcast. We also have a Facebook group of the same name. And you can find us on Instagram at YMPadcast. Your Mom's Pahdcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Subscriptions and reviews are another great free way to support us. However, if you're interested in supporting us in not free ways, we have a lot of great bonus content on our Patreon, and some great merch at our shop, which can be found at your-moms-padcast-shop.fourthwall.com. And remember, that's Pahdcast. Pahdcast. Thank you.